Interesting. It says there's moderation available, but I don't have any moderators. We're working on 2 things here. The number 1 thing we're gonna do is, ooh, that pan's hot. We are going to get our sourdough in the oven. And then the number 2 thing that we're gonna do is get our Marry Me chicken going. So if you're interested in that, this will be the place. All right, so let's start with the sourdough. I've got 2 loaves going behind you. Austin, may I get some help? A lot of people do this on their own, but I always ask for help because I like the help. First thing I need is a piece of parchment paper. Can you grab parchment paper for me? Hi, TJ. So, don't touch that, it's hot. So this loaf of sourdough, let me just close that one too. Is going to be one that we actually have for dinner at my in-laws' house in a couple of days before my mother-in-law has to have surgery. No, we're gonna go to Grandma's house instead. Actually, can we pull that off there and set it right here for a minute? So we're just gonna do a very simple pattern on it. And we have some ice cubes, please. How many? Like 5 or 6.
How about this chunk?
Okay, that chunk will be fine. I don't see who else is here, but it says other people over. Okay, so that one is ready to go. Hi, Charles. So we're gonna put this one back in the oven and we're gonna pull the other one out. Can I have another piece of parchment paper, please? Oh, thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm actually, I'm getting ready to probably walk away from TikTok because of the new changes. Where basically they now own my intellectual content, not me. And I feel like that's not right. Like, if I'm producing content, it should be mine. TikTok shouldn't get to own it. So I think I'm gonna do more stuff live on here because this, I think, is a better place to be. So we're just starting with making a little cut, simple pattern. And then, may I have some more ice cubes in the pan? Ice cubes in. Ooh. Lid back on. Thank you for all the things. I don't even know what those things are. What are those things? We're gonna throw this one back in the pan, or back in the oven.
What?
See all the little emoji things? I don't know what those are. I wonder if they're just emojis, but I've never seen them before. There's a goat, looks like there's an octopus, a red monster of some kind. I don't know. Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
Non-apple emojis.
So we're gonna set a cook time for 40 minutes on this sourdough. And then we'll check it in 40 minutes to see how the temperature is. You got cryptic message on TikTok and came straight over. Nice. Okay. Well, I'm glad that people are getting the cryptic messages. Hello, XO Ashley Nicole. So we're gonna make Marry Me chicken. We're just gonna start by warming up this pan. Yeah, so basically Oracle bought out TikTok and they took over on the 22nd. And when you went in as a creator, it said, you know, you agree basically to sign over all the rights to all of your intellectual property, and TikTok could use it in any way that they wanted, including to make money off of it, and they did not have to share whatever money was made with you. And so I was like, well, maybe this isn't the place for me anymore. So my goal is to be more conscious about posting here on YouTube and growing this. So hopefully people will be receptive to that. Because I put a lot of work into the stuff that I do, and I don't think it's fair that they... Oh, thank you for subscribing, Angel. I appreciate that. And hi, hello, how are you? Let me get a cutting board out. Contact Cellular, hello, how are you? And the cool thing is I have enough subscribers that I can go live on YouTube. The sad thing is I have like almost 90,000 followers on TikTok that I'll pretty much just be walking away from. Well, Autumn, I am looking forward to working with you as well. Hi, Mom. So we are going to just make this Marry Me chicken and have some dinner. Oh, I should probably start some water boiling for pasta as well. So that way we can have protein pasta with our Marry Me chicken. Have any of you had... Hi, no. I'm looking forward to dinner also. I am very hungry today. I had breakfast, and then I had second breakfast, and then I had lunch. And now I'm making dinner. So, and it's not like my breakfast was small. I had 3 eggs, 3 chicken sausages, a crepe that had protein in it, and a banana. And then I wanted second breakfast like 2 hours later. So, no, I'm also making bread. So if you've never had Marry Me chicken, it's like there's a cream sauce that goes with it, but we don't do dairy in this house for most of us. Well, half of us. So we're gonna use coconut milk instead. And then one thing I can tell you with the sun-dried tomatoes is if you think you want to make Marry Me chicken, set them out on the counter for a little while so that they're not cold when you put them in the pan. Because that helps them be in the sauce better. Does that make sense? Baldwin, hello. Garlic is included in my recipe. 3 cloves at least. So we might use 3, we might use 6. Is this your live spot? Charles, not usually. Usually I go live on TikTok when I have time. But with all the changes that are happening over at TikTok since Oracle bought it, it's probably going to become my live spot. So we'll see. I've been slowly trying to move all of my content from TikTok over here. Because it just seems wrong to me that somebody else could own your intellectual property. It feels gross. So the pan is heating up. Austin, can you do me a favor? Can you come put a little bit of olive oil in this pan? And we're just gonna dice up this chicken into like little bite-sized pieces, basically. That's good. This one's Austin, by the way. His brother's upstairs reading a book. Waiting for dinner so that he can go to swim practice. So yeah, I used to do lives on TikTok a couple times a week. Probably start doing them here instead. And this is the better spot to follow me because I will start posting more content on here instead of on TikTok. So if you're looking for a video on something specific, I'm happy to also remake it. If you have a question, just let me know and I'll redo it. But yeah. Today I posted a video on there about the 4-4-4 breathing pattern. It's actually been shown by Harvard to decrease your blood pressure by 10 points when you do it for at least 5 minutes a day. Isn't that crazy? So something as simple as like intentionally breathing can help your blood pressure. And lower your cortisol and all of that. So, for those of you who are new to me, I work with people on their general health and wellness. But I also help them get out of chronic conditions and chronic health conditions that they've had for a while and they're just tired of dealing with. And everyone else has told them this is just life now. It doesn't have to be. You can help your body heal. So now that we've got all of this chicken just diced up, we're gonna spread it out a little bit and put some salt and pepper on it and then put it in the pan. And if you have never watched me cook before, I am kind of a clean as you go person. Because I don't like to have a big mess at the end. My stove tilts slightly to one direction. So we're just gonna spread it back out and start adding this chicken so it can brown. Now, if you're making a more traditional Marry Me chicken, it will tell you to flour coat the chicken and then fry it. It's just one extra step. You don't need to do it. You could, but you don't need to. Okay, now that we're done with that, get the cutting board in the sink. We're using olive oil. So olive oil, you want to be on a medium to medium low heat because it shouldn't be cooked at high temperatures. Which basically just means that your chicken's going to cook a little bit slower, but that's okay. So while that's I'm going to spread it out in the pan a little bit more so that every piece of chicken is touching the bottom of the pan. And while that's doing that, we're going to grab some garlic. And I just kind of peel off this outer stuff until I find one that's like popping out at me. It wants to be cooked for the night. So we've got a decent sized one here. We need at least 3. That one's no good. It's got a dark brown spot. I don't want to use that one. It'll taste funky. That's the second one. That's a tiny one, so we're gonna need more than that. That one's got a brown spot. That one's good. Let's see if we can get one more. I think this one will be a good one. Yeah. So first thing I'm gonna do is just kind of peel the outer layers off these. I've watched my husband's great grandma do this. She's from Portugal, and she literally just like cuts off the bottom and peels off that whole thing in one fell swoop. Like it's, I don't know how she does it. I gotta watch her again. This one's a little skinny mini. Good thing we picked 4. We're not gonna use that one. I mean, I'm pretty decent at peeling off the outer part. Like, look, I did that pretty quickly, right? But I'm not as good as his grandma is. She just like, and it's like gone. How do you do that? Someone is prank calling the police, and you sat down and started to watch this eating a pickle, chilling. Well, I'm glad that I could be calm for you. Racco Rally. I'm just cooking dinner. I'm not doing anything fancy. It's just dinner. If you're just tuning in, we're making Mary Me chicken. So the chicken is cooking in the pan right now with some olive oil, salt, and pepper on medium-low heat. And we're peeling some garlic so that we can add that to the sauce in a few minutes. Now, it does say to, my great-grandma peeled garlic like an Olympic champ, apparently. That's my mom in the bottom. It says just to crush this. We're gonna mince 2 of them and crush the other ones, because I like it when the garlic flavor gets all everywhere. So I feel like when it's just crushed, you don't get as much of that flavor into the sauce, and I want it everywhere. So now that we have 6 garlic cloves peeled, remember the recipe only calls for 3, but some of these are itty bitty. It's a lovely dinner, and it's not that hard to make, honestly. It just takes a little bit of patience, really. I compost things, so all this garlic extra stuff, like this stuff, we're just gonna put it in the compost bin. Let's see. I feel like my pan is not evenly hot because this side like are cooking well, this side not so well. So is it Racco Rally? Is that really you're 9 and you're watching me cook? Well, I hope you get something out of this then. There's a kid on here, actually. He was 9 when he started his YouTube channel, and it's a whole YouTube channel just on cooking. So if you learn how to cook, you could make your own YouTube channel. And you can make some money off of it. He makes a fair amount of money off his YouTube page, actually. So we're gonna just turn these pieces over that are cooked okay. And let them start getting a little bit brown on the other side. Now again, if you wanted to, you could dredge your chicken pieces in flour and then fry them in a little bit more oil. I just had enough oil to coat the bottom of the pan. And I did not dredge my chicken pieces, but you could. Whew. Today's Wednesday, right? How's everybody's peak of the week? This was the peak of the week, and now we're on the downhill slide. How's it going? How was work? This is what I asked my clients to write down. What was one thing that happened today that was super amazing? One thing that you are looking forward to, and one thing that you're ready to let go of. If you could put that in the comments, that would be great. So super amazing, you'd like it to happen again, maybe. Let's break up that chicken a little bit more. Okay. I had a piece in there that actually got stuck together. I thought it was one bigger piece, but it was actually 3 little pieces stuck together. Now the only thing I'm not sure, I have a thing of coconut milk open because I made banana chocolate bread cake the other day and I used coconut milk to do that. But I'm not sure if I have enough to actually make the sauce, so I need to weigh that out. So we'll let that chicken cook a little bit more. Let's get our scale. We're going to change our scale from grams over to milliliters. You have a YouTube channel, you're basically just building things, not in games, but in real life. I've literally have a screwdriver and other tools. Cool. Nice job. Good for you. And then the other thing you need is chicken stock. Now this is homemade chicken stock, so you see like it's a little gelatinous. That's because it's homemade. You're happy the last gymnastics meet is done this year. Grateful Lexi took 5th. Nice job, Lexi. Lexi's my niece. Oh, right, we didn't season that one because part of it's getting used for dog food for my sister-in-law. I was like, why does that have no flavor smell to it? Because of that. Okay, so we need a measuring cup. We need 150 mLs of the coconut milk, or if you're using, hold on, let me not get distracted. Beautiful. Okay, so it says to use double cream or heavy cream. I'm using full fat coconut milk instead because again, no dairy. I mean, we are gonna throw some Parmesan cheese in there, don't get me wrong, but and then we're gonna need 200 milliliters of this. That cup's not big enough to put that in there yet, so we'll have to measure it out separately. And this chicken's almost done, but not quite. We're gonna turn that water down just a little bit. You're about to say that Howl lore of Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't know what that is. I think I watched the movie once with my kids, but I don't think I was really paying attention. My twins are 15. And we watched that, what, a year ago, 2 years ago?
What?
Five Nights at Freddy's
Like last year.
last year.
That's when it came out.
So I've seen the movie, but like wasn't really paying attention. So I don't know it that well. Anyway, I had water here somewhere. Let me find it again. I guess I could tell you this. I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and she has what's called POTS syndrome, which is positional orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. And she said, well, I think I'm sodium deficient. And so I've upped my sodium, but one of the things that's happening is I am having a real issue with, like, I'm trying to drink a gallon of water every day, and I'm taking in 3.5 tablespoons of salt every day, but I still am having issues where I just, like, am in the bathroom every hour, and the water's just, like, running through me. And I was like, well, how much potassium are you taking in? And she's like, none. Sodium, potassium, magnesium all work together to balance fluid in your body. You can't just do sodium and have it be okay. So if you're like looking at your electrolytes, you want there to be a good balance of sodium and potassium in the electrolyte. Most of them have magnesium, so I don't worry as much about that, but like you should still pay attention to that. Your, like, a really balanced electrolyte is going to have more than just table salt in it. And even if you're doing Celtic salt, you may not be getting enough potassium compared to how much sodium you're getting. So keep that in mind. Okay, I think our chicken is ready. It says to pull it out, and well, wait, maybe this piece isn't quite ready. Nope, that piece isn't ready. All right, we're gonna cook it just a couple more minutes. It says to pull it out and put it on a plate. I have a pan sitting here that needs to be washed anyway. I'm just gonna move it into that pan. It was like wiped out with paper towel earlier. I cooked chicken sausages in it. So don't hate me, but I'm just trying to make less dishes for myself. I'm also just going to finish wiping off my cast iron crepe pan so I can put it away. Because I made crepes today. I think they were enjoyed. Austin, did you get a crepe when you got home?
Yeah. What was in it?
Nutella.
Very.
Very what?
You heat it up for 15 seconds.
Liquid?
Yeah.
So it was Nutella. Austin had practice this morning and he went to school, and I asked his brother, can you take, because he left for breakfast before I got the crepes made. I asked his brother, can you take this to your brother so that he can have a crepe after breakfast? And he's like, yeah, sure. And I reminded him 3 times. He still forgot the dang crepe. Whatever, it's fine. So Austin had to wait till he got home and have it for an afternoon snack instead of a after practice snack. So, alright, this chicken is done. We're just gonna move it into this pan that we had earlier from the chicken sausages. And then there's just a little bit of olive oil dripping down the side of the pan. We're not trying to start a grease fire. The next things we're doing are crush in a couple garlic cloves. Handle the pants in my way. 1, 2, 3 crushed. And now I'm gonna grab our little mincer. And mince up 2 of them. And then we need about 150 grams of sun-dried tomatoes. And I'm just putting the olive oil in there with it too because it's seasoned. And we want that in there. We're gonna keep this for like oil that we don't want to go down the drain. If you have glass bottles like this, only glass ones though, save them for like the drippings from like your tacos or steaks or whatever, so that you don't pour the oil down the sink. Some guy named William Afton had 3 children, and one of them died because of his other son, so he traumatized his son, Michael Afton, so he got jails that his friend Jeremy Fitzgerald.
Why only glass plate?
Because the plastic ones will melt because the grease is too hot. So we're gonna cook this until the tomatoes are already soft, right? Because they're sun-dried and in oil. We're gonna cook this until the garlic is soft. At the same time, we're just using that oil from the sun-dried tomatoes to also deglaze the pan a little bit. You'll have more deglazing to do if you dredge your chicken in flour. Okay, the garlic's getting pretty soft, like I can break it apart now. We're gonna cook that just like a minute or 2 more. It says to put in a teaspoon of dried oregano, but I don't have dried oregano. We're going to use 1 drop of this oregano essential oil. And then we also need 2 teaspoons of paprika. The paprika that I have is this smoked paprika. So we're gonna, can you see that? It says like smoked paprika on it. So we're gonna use that. Okay, so. Oh, you know what we need to do real quick? Awesome. Thank you. Can you get the attachment out and grate this Parmesan real quick? I have this little block of Parmesan that we're gonna grate real fast. What?
I'm eating whatever's left.
So I'm just gonna cut off the rind. I don't know why I didn't put it away. And then we're gonna turn this heat way down because we still have to grate this.
Does the one for the blender work?
I don't know. Why is that one missing a piece?
This is the one for the blender.
No, that's the one for this.
No, I just grabbed it from here.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I am.
Because it's pretty specific. I think that's the one.
Well, what was the one for the blender?
I don't know,
Oh,
but
it's a square.
yeah.
did I go to like this?
Yeah?
You sure?
Yeah, that's fine. Pull that thing forward. We gotta get in a bowl.
Bowl.
A bowl. Man, time is going fast. Yes, that's 7. Okay, we're gonna add the chicken stock and the coconut milk. So that's 150 mLs of the coconut milk or a heavy cream. And now we need 100 or 200 mLs of the chicken stock. And again, ours is homemade, so it's a little gelatinous. So we need it to break down a little bit anyway. We're gonna add the paprika. Yeah, so the aged, it gets rid of the lactose, but it also breaks down some of the other things in it that people tend to be allergic to, the Parmesan. And that's the KitchenAid blender going. All right. Can I have the bowl?
Hold on.
I thought you were eating the chunky parts.
Oh, here.
Okay.
Wait.
Cheese.
It's probably okay.
It's probably okay. Here, you can have it back. So that was Parmesan from a block. So we're putting this in. And then the other little secret ingredient, juice of half a lemon.
Conveniently, you have a lemon.
My sister-in-law has a Meyer lemon tree that she has indoors, and it's currently producing lemons. So I got a lemon the other night. So we're gonna use a fresh off the tree half a lemon. And then the rest of that lemon will go in my water. It'll be fine. All right, so we're mixing that all together. We're gonna put the chicken back in it. And we're gonna put the chicken back in for about 8 to 10 minutes, and we're gonna cook the pasta. And today was like a lot of dishes day because 2 loaves of sourdough bread. So there's dishes everywhere, literally. I did run the dishwasher though. So, hey Alex.
He just went into the bathroom.
Oh, sorry, I need a lid. Come on, you can do it. I have faith. My cabinet and I are fine. It's fine. Austin, can you also come help unload the dishwasher? Okay, so Racolite, if you want, in the comment section, has explained Five Nights at Freddy's for anybody who hasn't seen it. I vaguely remember the movie now. I know some of you can't do soy. This pasta is a high protein pasta. It's from Explorer's Cuisine Organics. Sometimes they carry it at Costco, sometimes they don't. So, you know, do with that what you will. I ordered on Amazon as well. So, a 3.5-ounce serving has 42 grams of protein compared to 13 grams in your average wheat-based pasta. So, 42 grams of protein. Hot, hot. What? Yeah, I used all the waffle batter.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just didn't realize. I thought you had to make like special crepe batter.
You have to thin it out, because I have to add more almond milk too. And it wasn't as like buttery as it could have been, because the crepe batter has butter in it. But I thought they were fine. They made a really good burrito wrap.
Are they any stronger?
A little bit, yeah. Alright, so this pasta just takes like 3 to 5 minutes to cook.
More like 3. Yeah.
I'm getting told more like 3. So we like an al dente pasta in this house.
We cooked it the other day. And it was like crumbs.
Wait, you guys did?
Anyway, so a little soft.
There was raw chicken on that cutting board, just FYI.
Like,
We're just gonna get all of this pasta down in the water.
Your mom made a mess.
I cleaned all the dishes earlier, except for the egg pan. I make fresh bread for these people and they complain about dishes. Like, what am I gonna do?
Make less bread. No.
He just said something sacrilege. Okay, so I need to drain this water out of this pasta.
Yeah, it's hold on, it doesn't go there. I'll just put it in the thing.
Racolay, no, I don't know. Tell me. Hi, Noko Silver. How are you? Long time. Somebody posted something that got held for review. I'm not sure why that got held for review. Weird. So then pasta just went in with the sauce. And we're just gonna stir it around a little bit so it can absorb some of the sauce too. And we've got about 46 seconds, so we need to check our sourdough loaves and see if they need a little extra time being cooked without their lids on. The goal of the sourdough is like 200 to 205 degrees internal temp. I've missed you too. How are your knees holding up? Acolyte, if you're 9, you are not old. So I have this little digital thermometer. It has a magnet in it, so I can just hang it on the fridge. We're going to use this to check the temperature of the bread.
All this stuff done?
Yeah. That one doesn't go on there. This one goes on there. That was on the coconut milk one. Boy, that's heavy. My poor little rack.
That's right.
Okay, so that one is good and done. We're going to pull it out. Let's check this other one. That one is not done. So the one that had more space in the lid, not done. The one that was in a shorter pan is done. So remember, these were cooking at 500 degrees, so everything's super hot. But this is the sourdough. See it steaming? And this is a gluten-free loaf of sourdough. So there's little designs, not as big as usual, but this one, because it's shorter, it's not as good for like sandwich bread. So this will go with us for dinner. We're having pulled pork for dinner at my mother-in-law's house on Saturday. So this will go with us for dinner to her house. And the other one will stay here and we use the sandwich bread. So I'm just going to get out a cooling rack to set that on. And dinner's ready. So thanks for hanging out with me while I made dinner and made sourdough. We're gonna have some dinner so we can get a kiddo to practice, and I'll chat with you guys later. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you.